Radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace. I'm coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. You can call in and text in again at 833-212-1017. You can also watch and stream us live on the YouTubes. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube, 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Make sure you give us a like. Make sure you give us a share and a subscribe, as well as we are on our road to 5,000 subscribers. Now, Truth Nation, I'm going to start with something. I'm going to transition over to what the main topic is for the day. But something that I was reminded of today is that, especially with everything going on with the war, right? And I'm talking about the war with Israel and Hamas, is that I feel like one thing that we forget is that I am very, very at this point, I'm very anti Benjamin Netanyahu and what is going on there. And I think about the relationship that African Americans and Jewish individuals have had in this country in this past. When you think about the civil rights era, you think about a lot of the people that supported our causes, a lot of them were Jewish. And so I was just thinking about today, just a thought about how Jewish individuals right now, who a lot of them here in America do not support what is going on in Israel, but unfortunately, just like us, they have to face discrimination. And it's weird to me. I remember when I left Whitefish Bay High School, right? Going to that high school, being from Milwaukee, but going to the high school, a lot of Jewish individuals over there. And I remember when I went to college, and that was the first time I realized, like, for real, like, you heard about stuff, but the first time I heard somebody talk about Jewish people as if they weren't white, I was like, oh, wow, y'all hate a lot of people. Y'all hate everybody. And so I just, as it's on my mind today, because some things going on, I just wanted to say, Jewish folks have been in the fight with us in a very, very long time, and we should all just remember that. But anyways, going into the topic of the day, Truth Nation, I got a different producer here. His name's Chris. What up, Chris? Holding it down for.
What's up, Kyle? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Now, Chris, I didn't get a chance to talk to you before. There's something in my thing that's called the, off the top. So if you can go ahead, just throw it off the top into either the player or whatever it is, because I'm going to get something off my chest off the top today here on Truth to Power.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you got to get off your chest today.
Truth Nation, so many people think that myself, people think I'm a hardcore Democrat. I actually push back against that. I push back against that because I'm really not. And I think my views are more aligned with the traditional black Democrat of the past. And many of y'all got y'all mamas, y'all daddies, y'all grandmas, y'all grandpas that are that traditional, right? In the way that we look at things, right? I'm far from a liberal. So today, to prove that I am open-minded and I am listening to both sides, I'm going to show my support for Republicans on issues that we agree upon. And I want to utilize the words of a staunch conservative as I have this conversation for today, right? As I update folks on some things that are happening inside of our country. So I just wanted to make sure that people understood that, because I right now on social media, you can follow me at Kyle Wallace 414 on social media on I think it's Instagram, Twitter, maybe Twitter is ESPN Kyle W, and TikTok. I don't even know my name on TikTok. Just type in Kyle Wallace. I'm sure you'll find me. Go to the Truth page. And one thing that I've seen is, some folks calling me some liberal, and I'm like, it's so far from the damn truth. I actually am offended by it. Someone who lives with a liberal, I'm offended by it, even though I love my baby. But I just want to talk about issues that are impacting us, but from a lens of a conservative that is a staunch conservative, so people understand what this issue is really about. And the government shutdown specifically. So I haven't discussed the government shutdown, and the reason why I really haven't discussed the government shutdown like that, because folks ain't missing paychecks yet. Folks ain't, people ain't missing pay yet, right? They got paid before the shutdown started happening, and they won't get paid again, I believe, until next week. I think they get paid like the 14th or something like that. They get paid next week. And so until folks start missing paychecks, I'm not going to panic, and I'm not going to sit here and act like it's the end of the world, because people are working. Those who are working and aren't furloughed and not working, those individuals ain't missing nothing yet. And the government understands that. They understand how much time they have until they really need to act, until they really need to do something. They're milking it right now. Now, there are many essential employees, federal employees, who are currently working. As you know, if you fly in the airport, you know there are essential employees working, and many other departments where there are essential employees working. And so for me, when I look at this situation and I do my research, you understand, for those who may not know, is that the federal employees, whether you're furloughed or not, and the employees that are currently working, they will also get back pay. They will also receive a paycheck and back pay when all this is, done, right? And that is all due to a 2019 law. This is a 2019 law that was passed during the first Trump administration that called for something called the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act. Now, that entitles all federal employees, whether they're furloughed or deemed essential, to receive back pay after the shutdown. So that is why I'm not really up in arms, or I'm not really like, oh my gosh, the federal shutdown. Like, they got to get this figured out. They got to get this solved. But when it comes to the federal shutdown, I think it's important for people to understand that with this federal shutdown is folks not missing a check as of yet. Now, the reason why I decided that this was the moment for me to bring this up, and I hadn't talked about it yet, was simply because there was news that came out this morning that the Trump administration, who is playing a significant role in why hundreds of thousands of federal employees, both sides are playing a role in why a lot of federal employees are not currently at work, and many are furloughed, or many are concerned about maybe or not getting a check. But the Trump administration is working behind the scenes and trying to change the law that he signed in 2019 to say that people can't get back pay. Folks who were furloughed and not working cannot get back pay for the days they are missing because of this nonsense that is happening. So let that sink in. In this moment of time in American history, in this moment of time that we're living in, you have an administration during the first term in 2019 signed a law that said these federal employees will get back pay if we ever have another government shutdown. And now you have this administration saying, no. We're going to try to change this so folks who are not working, who are furloughed right now, nothing they've done, who are furloughed right now, don't get back pay. And to me, this is pure evil. It is pure evil during this time where we have economic hardship, during this time where we are seeing grocery prices rising faster from this year than what they did last year, that the president of the United States, who is supposed to be the president of everybody, the president that cares about Americans, this administration is looking to do something that will make more Americans suffer, more Americans struggle. I was in disbelief when I saw this. I said, why would we try to make it so those who literally have nothing to do with this federal shutdown, somebody who is just an employee who ain't got nothing to do with the federal shutdown, is being furloughed because Republicans and Democrats are playing politics, and we'll get into that more. And now they're going to be the one that's going to hurt. And the president's trying to say, hey, you know that those bills you got to pay, we ain't worried about that. This is completely pathetic. And it's pathetic that so many Americans fell for this scam once again. The scam artist once again, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I just want to let everybody know, because again, I haven't talked about it, but now is the time, because once I heard, and I have a family member who is a federal employee, and I'd be damned if my family member can't provide for her family. I'd be damned if my family member got to figure stuff out because of the nonsense that our politicians are doing. But what I do not want y'all to do when y'all watch the news, I want y'all to do your own research. Just look it up. That's all you got to do is look it up. Do not fall for the lie that undocumented immigrants, or what some say illegals, are receiving health care benefits from Obamacare. They are not eligible to get benefits from Obamacare. Now, there are certain states that have state-funded health insurance, like we see Badger Care here in the state of Wisconsin, but there are certain states that provide undocumented immigrants with funding, but Obamacare federally does not provide undocumented or illegal immigrants or illegal aliens, however you want to call them. They do not receive health care benefits. They are ineligible. So they are pushing another big lie. And y'all want to know what's crazy about this? What's crazy about Trump lying is becoming so evident that even some of the most staunch MAGA supporters are starting to break from him. Folks like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Y'all know Marjorie Taylor Greene. Listen, y'all know. Marjorie Taylor Greene came up in this studio. I walked her in, walked her out. I was on camera walking around. Somebody said, "Were you holding the door for her?" I said, "Yes, she's a human being. Of course I'm going to hold the door for her." But even crazy-ass Marjorie Taylor Greene, who we know she came in this studio, came on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, and looked that man dead in his eye and spew whatever she wanted to spew. She was standing on business, and she was standing on business supporting her boy Donald Trump. So we all know about Marjorie Taylor Greene and some of the wild stuff that she has said. Even her in this situation, she has even said that the man that she once admired may be misleading the public with this conversation about health care. She admitted recently on social media that this shutdown is purely about Democrats trying to protect Americans' health insurance from skyrocketing. It's not about giving illegal immigrants health care coverage. It is about stopping premiums from skyrocketing. This is her quote on social media. This is her post. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Make sure y'all go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube, because we're going to play some audio too. But her quote is, "I am not a fan of Obamacare, but I'm going to go against everyone on this issue because when the tax credits expire for Obamacare at the end of this year, my own children's insurance premiums for 2026 are going to double, along with the wonderful families and hardworking people in my district." I just want y'all to understand, Marjorie Taylor Greene went to social media and admitted that the Democrats are advocating for American families and people to try to keep people from having their premiums significantly go up. Let that sink in. Marjorie Taylor Greene has admitted that this is an issue that is going to be happening in 3 months for a lot of Americans. Now, make sure y'all go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube, so you can see a video from NBC that really breaks down the hard work, the effort, and everything that the Democrats are fighting for right now, so you can understand what is at stake come 2026 for Americans, for hard-working Americans. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Turn up your radios at 101.7 The Truth, and make sure y'all turn up y'all app that y'all can download in the App Store, 1017 The Truth app. But this is what is at stake if we do not do something now.
Hearing the concept of even premiums tripling?
Yeah, so fewer people on health insurance means that health insurance companies raise prices for everyone who's buying through these marketplaces that were created under the ACA or Obamacare. Look at what this means for a representative family. Take a 55-year-old couple making $85,000 a year. Their insurance bill at the moment is $7,225, thanks to the subsidies that we talked about. The subsidies go away. Their bill goes to $20,792. But then you have what I talked about a minute ago, that premiums just go up in general because fewer people are on insurance. So their premiums actually go to $24,535. You tell me how a couple making $85,000 can afford to pay $24,000 for their insurance. Hence, you see all those people dropping off of the insurance rolls.
I'm hearing the concept of even premiums tripling.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so
let that be understood. As y'all just heard there, we are talking about Americans. We are talking about citizens paying $13,000 more a year in premiums. Imagine this. Imagine you have a car payment of $583 per month, which is already high, unless you got a really nice. I guess that's not high for a car payment. But imagine paying $583 a month for a car payment and watching it more than double to $1,600 in 3 months, and there's nothing you can do about it. Imagine having a mortgage for your house that was $1,500, and then all of a sudden it goes up to $3,000 in 3 months, and there's nothing you can do about it. There are American citizens right now who are paying $583 per month. If you make $85,000 for your household, $583 per month, which is already high, and they're going to see their insurance go up to $1,666 per month. That is not feasible. This is why we are in a shutdown, Truth Nation. And I just need to make sure we understand what the Democrats are fighting for. Republicans want to destroy Obamacare because they do not like it. But through destroying Obamacare, they are going to make life more painful, more stressful. They're going to make American citizens pay the price. You're seeing people will see their premiums more than double. According to Marjorie Taylor Greene, her own children's premiums are going to double. They are making Americans literally pay the price. This would make life worse for so many people. So when you hear this conversation about the shutdown, do not fall for the fact that they're trying to say that this shutdown is based off undocumented immigrants being able to vote. Or excuse me, not vote, being able to get insurance. Not true through Obamacare. Through Obamacare, that is specific. Through federal dollars, that is not true through Obamacare. Everybody should understand that what they are trying to do is they're trying to destroy the American people through destroying Obamacare. And Marjorie Taylor Greene admitted to that. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. Are you at risk of losing your health insurance, or are you at risk of seeing your health insurance jump? 833-212-1017. Or are you negatively being impacted by this government shutdown? Again, that's 833-212-1017. I felt this was so important for me to cover because the dude in office, the dude is a con man. How do y'all trust a scam artist? How do y'all trust a lying-ass narcissist? That's the one thing I don't get. It's not about blue or red. It's not about that. It is about the humanity. It's about people. It's about having high-quality character. That's what it should come down to. Y'all being played again and again and again, and people just lied to you. You just accept it. How? But again, 833-212-1017. Are you in fear that your premiums are going to go up? Because with this government shutdown, if the Democrats end up folding and they end up doing what the Republicans want, you may find yourself in a situation where your premiums are going up. Again, that is 833-212-1017. I want to hear from you. On the other side, we'll continue our conversation talking about how someone can trust this scam artist, or what I say, the scam artist in chief in Donald Trump. Again, 833-212-1017. Who do you blame for this government shutdown? We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts. Make sure y'all watching Streamers Live on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Make sure y'all give us a watch. Make sure y'all give us a subscribe. Make sure y'all give us a like as well. But when we come back on the other side, we'll continue this conversation. It's Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I'm inviting you to Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa to try their brand new crispy chicken sandwich, available only for a limited time. Make sure you come out Thursday, October 9th, as I'll be broadcasting live the Tory Lowe Show from 1 to 4 from Cousin Subs on 124th West Burleigh Street, right next to Lowe's. Again, that's the Tory Lowe Show, live from Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa on Thursday, October 9th. Come through, say what's up, and grab your sandwich while it lasts.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because their home policies help protect your dreams and come with a peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote from an agent at amfam.com. Product not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, assigned as operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Junior Achievement is proud to team up with the Admirals to help young people build the skills they need to win in school, in work, and in life. Thank you to the Milwaukee Admirals for supporting JA programming and for giving our students a power play toward a brighter future. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruber's offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm Kyle Wallace, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance studio here at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. On the other side, we're having a conversation just talking about the fact that right now you have a government shutdown, and there's a lot of noise and information. Right? You see both sides trying to posture and try to put their information out there. But the reality is that we need to get down to what the bottom of this is and what this is all about, and then make a decision based off that. And yesterday, y'all heard me talk about, listen, I agree with things on both sides. I'm more on one side than the other. But when it comes down to the government shutdown, we got about a week left before it becomes catastrophic, right? Where we're talking about people missing paychecks. That is a problem, right? And at the bottom, the bottom line when it comes to this is that the government is shut down purely because there's a sticking point over whether or not they're going to extend the health care subsidies through Obamacare, which were cut in the big, beautiful bill. And for me, when I look at this, I think it's so important to understand that when you look at life, right, And when you talk about how expensive life is, I told you, I went to the grocery store, and I track everything. Matter of fact, I was just at Sam's Club off 124th, and my chicken tenders that I just love typically cost $14 to $15. Sometimes they'll be on sale for like $13. Haven't been like that in a while. But they floated around $15, and now they up to $17, almost $18, right? And so when you see, heck, I can keep going with my I go to Syndex and I get this this croquet. It's a crab croquette, whatever you want to call it. And it used to be $5. I don't even buy it now because it's $8. I said I can't even buy it. It was 4 for $5, and now it's $8, 4 for $8. And so I don't even buy it no more. And so my whole point is that right now we're dealing with, and for the last couple of years we've been dealing with inflation, right? We've been dealing with the rising costs for years, and we cannot at this moment, when we're talking about grocery prices rising at a faster level than what they did last year. And we're talking about a time where many people, we know the federal layoffs, but right now the government, since June, we have lost jobs here in America. Like, we're in the red right now. And according to a job report that came out from ADP, ADP's job reporting is not always the most accurate, but it's the only one that we have out right now because of the government shutdown. The BLS is not giving out numbers. But the job reporting from ADP had us losing 30,000 jobs in the private sector, and we know what the job numbers have told us from the BLS have told us that we're also losing jobs. So you can't have negative job growth and then sit here and say we're going to not pay other people who actually have jobs, but because we have this government shutdown, we're not going to pay people. You are just putting entirely too much stress on people to not be able to have the financial wherewithal to be able to succeed. But 833-212-1017, again, that is the Truth Talk and Text line. And Security Mike in Milwaukee, you on the 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts on this conversation?
Hey, what's up, Kyle? Thank you. Keep explaining it like you are, pointing this out like you are leading all the way up into the midterms. This guy, Stephen Miller, they're lying about everything. They're lying about everything just to gain momentum. Man, just keep doing what you're doing, man, and pointing this out, leading all the way up into the midterms. Maybe some of these people can see now that Trump's been conning. Like I told my two uncles, y'all was conned by a white boy. Y'all was conned by a white boy. What
do your uncles say when you tell them that?
They voted for dude, but I said, man, y'all was conned by a white boy, man. And y'all from the projects, y'all from the hood. How y'all didn't know this?
He had 30-some felonies, Mike.
This is crazy, man.
Some people said that ingratiated him to the black community having felonies, as if black people are nothing but getting locked up.
Nothing but getting locked up. That's a stereotype. Well, one of my uncles, he spent time in prison, but I'm just saying, they were conned. They know the game. They was conned by a white boy. That's why I'm messing with them. I'm like, man, come on, man. I don't understand it. But, keep pointing this out, leading all the way up into the midterms, because him, Stephen Miller, and them, they lying about everything, man. They lying about everything. And then they need to play that tape with Trump saying anytime it's a government shutdown, that it's the president. They need to bring that up with Trump saying that. Now he's not saying that.
He did say that. Chris, can you grab that for us? He definitely did say that. Thank you so much, Security Mike. And again, my biggest beef is this, right? Like, I don't want there to be a government shutdown, but also I understand that right now you can't expect for somebody to sit here and go from paying $7,000 a year in premiums to paying $20,000 in premiums, to have a $13,000 increase in the span of a couple months when their salary's not going to match that. When you're talking about folks potentially on fixed incomes, right? Like, this is what we have to understand, that this is a fight worth fighting for, because this isn't a fight that's going to benefit the people at the top. This is a fight that's going to benefit so many Americans that depend on affordable health care. Paying $20,000 a year is not affordable health care. And this is the good fight that you have to fight, because this impacts real lives. But again, 833-212-1017, that is the Truth Talk and Text line. Are you negatively impacted by this government shutdown? On the other side, we'll continue this conversation, talking about some observations I have made over the last couple weeks about the Trump administration. In the next one, we'll really focus on the fact that, there was something that happened last summer and about Project 2025. And I think it's interesting how now that this government shutdown has come, Project 2025 is back, but all of a sudden people go from not knowing what the hell it is to embracing it. We'll talk about that on the other side. Keep it locked. I see y'all on YouTube. And again, y'all can always watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And you can text in at 833-212-1017. But we'll continue the conversation talking about the impact of the government shutdown next.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
We are the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer. We are nearly 1 million strong and growing stronger every day. Join us on Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. at Summerfest Southgate as we come together for the Making Strides of Milwaukee Walk. Whether you walk for a survivor, in the memory of a loved one, or to support the American Cancer Society, you bring us closer to a future free from breast cancer. Are you ready to join the #1 breast cancer movement in the country right here in Milwaukee? Sign up for free today at www.makingstrideswalk.org/Milwaukee WI.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
What was the life change? We all know it happened, and we know things happen and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight, or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease, and he's on dialysis. And he wants to get on the list, and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. That's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and,
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute. Even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. After a 7-3 win in Game 2, the Milwaukee Brewers are just a game away from sweeping the National League Divisional Series.
Slider struck him out. Uribe strikes out the side. He puts it in the holster, and the Brewers have a 2-0 lead in the division series. The Brewers bullpen retires the last 15 batters in a row.
Andrew Vaughn and Jackson Cherio each hit 3-run homers. And William Contreras added a solo shot to get the job done at home. The potential deciding Game 3 of the 5-game series is Wednesday at 4:08 in Chicago. And across the bracket in the National League Divisional Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Philadelphia Phillies 4-3 Monday night to take a 2-0 lead in the series. This Truth Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Calling all Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-owned business give back. Listen, each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up for your business spotlight interviews, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That is blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official contest rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. You can always watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And I see y'all in some of the chat here having a conversation. And I appreciate y'all always doing y'all thing over there and having your own community conversation. Make sure y'all go ahead and join in on that conversation. Make sure when you do join in on YouTube, make sure y'all give us a like, a share, and a subscribe. But on the other side, I have been talking about the government shutdown, right, and the actual impact and what this is all about, right, what this comes down to. Because you'll see people playing the blame game and pointing fingers, but I just wanted to get down to what this was actually really about, right? And so with that, I do have another serious question to try to figure out with y'all, because some things just astonish me. And one thing that astonishes me is that we keep having these conversations about how people can vote for a narcissism Project 2025 in the past. And I really want to toot the horn of some of our folks in Milwaukee of really, for me, being some of the first folks to help bring Project 2025 to the limelight, right? It was already out there. People were already talking about it, but actually asking and having that conversation with politicians. Now, when we think about this, last summer, Eric Hovde joined the Tory Lowe show. He joined Tory Lowe, Carrie Noni Juice, and Benjamin at Juneteenth. Y'all remember that? It was it was all, they talked about it. It was in commercials across this country talking about, or I should say across this state, where Eric Hovde embarrassed himself. And also, on national shows, they used a clip here from 1017 The Truth. But during that interview, Benjamin asked Eric Hovde, who was running for the U.S. Senate, about Project 2025. Now, at that time, people have heard about Project 2025. Like, we heard about it. There was a conversation about it, right? Like, it had momentum talking about Project 2025. But at that moment, there hadn't been a lot of politicians, because remember, that was June 19th of 2024. There hadn't been a lot of people in the media who had asked politicians who are running for office or U.S. Senate a question about Project 2025. And at that point, Benjamin asked him, and I say all thanks to Benjamin, and during this interview, asking Eric Hovde about his connection and what he believed about Project 2025. Now, during this, shout out to Benjamin, had the guts to ask a tough question. During this, of course, Eric Hovde said, I don't know anything about it. He swore up and down. He said, I don't know anything about it. I'm not familiar with it. And just like Donald Trump as well said, he knew nothing about it at all. He knew nothing about it at all. And even on his campaign trail, the president said some of the proposals in Project 2025 were abysmal and that he knew nothing about it. Here's a clip showing the denial, all the denial throughout the election cycle of 2024 of how many times that Donald Trump denied it. This is courtesy of CNN. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
this morning that he said, I have a meeting today with Russ Vought of Project 2025 fame. Of course, that was the project that Democrats demonized, went after hard in the campaign, saying, look at this, and they tried to campaign very hard on that. And then Donald Trump, when he was running for the second term, said, well, this Project 2025 thing, I don't really know much about it.
Some on the right, severe right, came up with this Project 25, and I don't even know. They are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme. But I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it.
I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it.
Project 2025, I've said 100 times, I know nothing about it. I had nothing to do.
And today, meeting of Russ Vought.
Thank you, Chris. That was Donald Trump saying he knew nothing about it, just like Eric Hovde says, I knew nothing about Project 2025. But now, fast forward, and like I had mentioned way back in February, I'll let y'all know this way back in February, the architect of Project 2025 that he knew nothing about, who he said severe right folks, Russ Vought, one of the architects of it and authors of it, runs his Office of Management and Budget. And the thing is that though he claimed that he didn't know anything about it, and now he's tweeting about Project 2025, now he legitimately is talking about, working with the person who created Project 2025. And now when you look at his policies, he's implemented a lot of policies from Project 2025 that they advocated for, such as things like ending diversity, equity, and inclusion practices, such as dismantling of the Department of Education, targeting PBS and NPR who no longer have funding, freezing federal assistance, banning trans people from the military, and just the overall ending of checks and balances, like defying and controlling the courts, attacking enemies. That was all part of this thing that he knew nothing about, but now we're gotten to the point where now he is openly embracing Project 2025 after he told y'all he knew nothing about it. What I'm trying to understand is, again, how do we fall for this lying narcissist? How do we allow for this to happen? But again, 833-212-1017. Al in Milwaukee, what are your thoughts on today's conversation?
My thoughts is these blood-sucking leashes knew the whole time, and we called it out. And the reason they called it out because everything they speak against, they're doing behind closed doors. And the only reason they want to take away Affordable Care Act because they want to push rape, incest, and they want to F them kids because they are the roots. And the namesayers, and when they do it. How you going to take away health care and you want to F your own kids? You're playing in the same game. They are who they are, and continue to call them out because they are nothing but blood-sucking leashes. Throw some Epsom salt on them. Happy Tuesday.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, Al. I don't know who the blood-sucking leeches are. I don't know much about blood-sucking leeches, but Al is always entertaining. But like I was saying, Al is right? We tried to warn people, right? But right now what you see an administration that is following partially the playbook of Project 2025, especially when it comes to this shutdown. With this government shutdown, you even saw, which was something that was outlined, you even saw that Russ Vought said that, listen, we may have to lay some people off, right? Because they want to trim how many folks work in the federal government, and they feel like this is a great way to do it. When you follow Project 2025, you see the results of wreaking havoc and creating chaos for federal workers and so many other people. So many other people. So, again, I think it's truly, again, unfortunate that we are living in a time where so many people are just so willing to ignore some of the nonsense that is happening that is negatively impacting our communities, right? And when I say our communities, I'm talking about the American community. I'm not just talking about the black community. I'm specifically talking about the American community. But 833-212-1017, that is the Truth Talk in text line. Somebody said here, and it looks like they're, oh my gosh, somebody is spamming the, we might have to block Frank. Somebody is spamming the hell out of our chat, but they did make a comment about they think that they should ban trans folks from the military, which I think is an interesting thought, but I don't make those decisions. But 833-212-1017. When we come back on the other side, Truth Nation, I want to wrap up the show with another thought that I had about debunking some of the misconceptions that are out there, something that's been really frustrating for me to hear. So on the other side, when we come back, I'm going to debunk this theory about African Americans and our vote on the other side. You're listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace, and we'll finish up with some final thoughts and wrap up the show next.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
Join Truth to Power this Friday, October 10th from noon until 1 p.m. as I will be broadcasting live from Steinhoffel's in Waukesha. For 91 years, Steinhoffel's has been Wisconsin's local 100% employee-owned furniture and mattress leader. And right now, celebrate their friends and family sale with 10% off store-wide or 36 months of 0% financing. Plus, you get $91 off every $9.99 you spend. I can't wait to see you at Steinhoffel's in Waukesha this Friday.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more.
Purchase tickets at 2025. TakeAstand.GiveSmart.com. That's 2025. TakeAstand.GiveSmart.com.
It's 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I'm Kyle Wallace, your host of Truth to Power, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. You can watch and stream us live on YouTube. That's 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. As always, give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. Now, I've talked a lot today because I felt like it was so important. Again, some shows are about education, some shows are about opinion, some shows are about emotions. Today was definitely about information, right? Because I think it's so important that we understand the information that is out there, and that we can decipher exactly what is happening. And I hate the fact, I truly do hate the fact that I hear so many people just lying. As a politician, why would you get up there and lie? That's what I don't understand. And that's why I was happy, surprising line here, even though Marcy Taylor Greene, me and her have agreed on a couple things, like releasing the files of Jeffrey Epstein that they refused to do. We have agreed on a lot of things of late. And when it comes to this specific one, when it comes to the fact that healthcare costs are going to be rising for folks, I think it's important for us to understand that. And I also think it's so important for us to understand that it's right around the corner what Democrats are fighting for. Because there are going to be people that are going to regurgitate the things that they hear on TV. You should never do that. I don't do that. I hear stuff, and I fact check, and I look it up. I do my research, so I'm able to have as much information as possible. Because if you just watch MSNBC all day, you're going to get something that's going to have a left-leaning perspective. It's not going to be. They're going to have facts where they're going to, ignore some other facts. If you listen to Fox News, they're going to have right-leaning stuff, and they're going to ignore some facts. But I think it is terrible that people like Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is currently up there lying to the American people, acting as if with Obamacare, there are undocumented individuals getting Obamacare. And this is what the bottom line is, and this is what they really don't want to tell you, is that when they try to say there are illegal immigrants getting this, they're not being very forthcoming. There are individuals that are resident alien, as they call them, or legally here, green card status individuals that do get some type of health coverage, right? And so, here in the state of Wisconsin, there are actually, I believe, undocumented children in the state of Wisconsin based off what we have that also were able to get coverage as well. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to act as if somebody can come into this country illegally, and then without having any type of documentation, they're able to, again, illegally. I'm 30 years old, I sneak into this country. I'm able to apply for Obamacare and get it. It is just factually incorrect. It is completely inaccurate. And that's why it's so important that I'm able to point out these inaccuracies. So people can go and have these conversations and let people know when they hear people talking or spewing some of those lies and things that aren't true, they're able to correct them. Because sometimes people are just ignorant. They just do not know, right? Sometimes people are just going with what they're told. Why would I turn on a news station to think they're going to tell me a lie? Why would I turn on my TV and hear Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, sitting here talking about things that aren't true? So again, I'm completely astonished by the fact that so many people follow folks that don't impact their lives positively, because I don't see how anybody can sit here and say with a straight face that having somebody who is on a fixed income or retired or whoever it is, or somebody who is just making $85,000 a year, or a household that has an $85,000 household, can see their Obamacare premium go from $7,000 a year to $20,000 a year and sit there and say, oh, no, we shouldn't do anything about it. But what also astonishes me is that we have a man like Donald Trump in office who is connected, right? A con man. I keep calling him a con man because that's what he is. A man who is so connected to so many sick individuals, but so many people turn a blind eye to that. And they say like, he said he didn't know this person. Like Jeffrey Epstein. We've talked about this. And Thomas Macy, another Republican I agree with. Thomas Macy has been advocating for years about the releasing of the Epstein files. Matter of fact, Donald Trump Jr.'s son used to advocate for it. Now he doesn't. But Thomas Macy Jr., a representative from Kentucky, has advocated to release the files, and they did not have enough votes. But then a recent election happened in Arizona to fill a vacant seat happened, and now they have 218 votes to finally release the Epstein files. And do y'all know what Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, did? The Speaker of the House, instead of swearing in the new representative from Arizona that would be the 218th vote to release the files to the House, he sent all of the representatives home. He said, nope, go home. I don't need y'all here. And Thomas Macy, a Republican from Kentucky, called him out on that. What are they trying to hide? What is in these Epstein files that they're trying to hide? But on top of that, y'all, the reason why I say Trump has a history of being around sick individuals is, did y'all hear the news about this pastor? There's this mega pastor named Robert Morris. Now, Robert Morris was found guilty of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old when he was 21. So it happened years ago. It happened many years ago. But Robert Morris, a pastor, at the age of 21, sexually assaulted a child. And it wasn't until years after that now he's actually having to face the consequences. Now, this is so bad that years later, Robert Morris, back in the early 2000s, he was caught on a recorded line telling the person who he victimized, a young woman, now a woman, but when she was a child who he victimized, who he was 11 years older than, but also a 12-year-old is a damn child. And a 21-year-old no better than that. And now he's a MAGA pastor church with these demons in his closet. trying to act holier than other people and holier than thou and trying to preach the word of the Lord and has not repented for his sins of sexually assaulting a child when he was younger. And he went on in 2004 or 5, he was recorded on a phone call, this mega pastor, of asking this woman how much money would it take to make this go away. He sexually assaulted this woman, and instead of saying, I made a mistake, I was sick, I got help, he said, how much can I pay you to make you not talk about your pain? How much can I pay you to make me not have to face the consequences of sexually assaulting you? This same pastor named Robert Morris was a spiritual advisor to Donald Trump. Another pedophile was part of Trump's circle. In 2016, Trump added this pedophile to his evangelical advisory board. And he also served on the president's faith advisory council during his first term. In addition to that, in June of 2020, Robert Morris, a pedophile just like Jeffrey Epstein, who knows Donald Trump as well, had a roundtable on the transition to greatness with Donald Trump at his Gateway Church in Dallas. And during that event, Donald Trump publicly said about this pedophile, he said that he was a great person. He's great people. So between Jeffrey Epstein and now Robert Morris, how many times are y'all going to defend Donald Trump and his pedophile friends? And all he says and I don't know these people. So at what point are these Trump voters going to finally realize they were hoodwinked, bamboozled, and they were conned? At what point are they going to cut ties with a guy that called a pedophile a great person? This has been Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I appreciate y'all tuning in and listening today. The Tory Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 4, and Truth Nation, best to believe it. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all.
Driving that funky soul. New York, get yourself together and drive your funky soul. Let your body pop and let your feeling flow.
Come in with straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't be tired.